to Josh Anderson, and Wieters gets his first chance. And welcome to the majors.
Well, Matt Wieters is a big guy, but he's very athletic. He's 6'5", and he gives a low target and jumps out of the box very quickly. Anderson runs very well, trying to get on base with the bunt. Wieters calmly makes a strong throw to first base for the first out in this first inning of his big league career.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And the kid behind the plate making his debut. So he got to work at it. And a strike taken by Polanco. Polanco batting second in the order with a .263 average. 10 walks drawn so far. Slider will miss outside, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Polanco had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. Very little breeze at the start of the ball game. Slider will miss outside, and the count will go to 2-1. It's hard to tell tonight for the battery who's more nervous, Ferguson or Wieters. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and popped up left field. Reimold. 2 down.
Now, Gary, before the game, I spoke to Matt Wieters about the prospects of catching a pitcher he's very familiar with in Brad Bergeson.
It's still going to be a little bit of relearning for most of the guys that I caught in spring training, but guys like Bergeson that I just finished catching about a month ago, it'll be nice to be comfortable with him, and that way it's you can worry about pitch calling a little bit more than as opposed to what his ball might do or what he might do in a certain situation.
Well, Bergeson certainly excited about having Matt Wieters working behind the plate with him here in this ball game, and that takes nothing away from the other Oriole catchers. 1-0 delivery. Maglio Ordonez fights it off. A 14-game hit streak for Maglio Ordonez. He continued it last night with a 1 for 4. Ordonez got that base hit in his first at bat. 1-ball 1-strike delivery to him. That one also will be chopped foul.
Now, Ordonez has always hit well in this ballpark. A .329 career average for the Tigers right-hander. And so far from Bergeson, we have seen some quality pitches here in this first inning.
1-2 delivery. Ordonez will foul it away. Ordonez during the streak hitting .333, so it has been more than just a 1-hit-a-game streak. He's put up some very solid numbers during the streak, upping the average as you saw. Delivery to him, that'll be fouled again the other way. 1-2.
Well, they have two of the best right-handed hitters in all of baseball in back-to-back slots in this lineup, with Ordonez hitting third and Miguel Cabrera hitting fourth. Tell you what, they'll make you earn your keep trying to figure out how to get them out.
Manager Jimmy Leland over there was upset last night. He had one of his one-a-month blow-ups that are generally for a pretty good reason. He felt his ball club did not play well, did not execute. They went 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. 2-2 delivery, and Ordonez is going to keep that streak alive. Over to get him Markakis. Will he challenge him? No, it'll be a single. So a 15-game hit streak as Ordonez is on with 2 down.
Now take a look at the defense behind Brad Bergeson, Raimel, Jones, and Markakis. This has become the everyday outfield here with the Baltimore Orioles. More is Stuart Robertson Huff around the diamond, and there's the name everybody's been waiting for, to see Matt Wieters behind the plate. He's teamed up with his former battery mate, Brad Bergeson.
When Wieters looks over to the dugout, he's not looking for a sign for a pitch. 2 down. Cabrera up and will take a ball. Dave Tremblay has made it very clear that even though Wieters is in his first game, they are not going to call pitches. Tremblay is saying tonight the game will be called by Wieters. Ferguson can shake him off whenever he wants, but it's their game. He does not believe in giving signals to catchers. He said, I've never done it, and I'm not starting now.
Yeah, and many people think that it's something that's practiced a lot in the big leagues. I don't buy that. It's a very difficult thing to call pitches from the side. You can't tell where the ball is on relationship to the plate. You can see up and down, but you can't see where it is on the plate.
Timeout taken at the plate. Runner at first base and 2 down here. Cabrera had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. We're talking about the number 2 hitter average wise in the league at .366. 2-0 delivery to him. That'll be fouled away. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. He is 10th in RBIs coming into the ball game. He's never hit very well here in this ballpark. He's a .226 career hitter at Camden Yards. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. Doesn't matter right or left so far this season. Big numbers.
Underhand between your legs. He'll hit you no matter where you throw it from.
Boy, he has been hot. 2-1 delivery to him, and has a shattered bat. That's going to be a ball caught by Izturis. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. The lineup for the Orioles when we come back to Camden Yards. Game win streak, and they are now 15-11 at home this year. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the O's, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Jones, and Markakis, Huff, Mora, and Scott, Wieters, Reimold, and Izturis. Matt Wieters, there are his career numbers, 340 in the minors.
Now it's time for the PNC scouting report for the big left-hander Dontrelle Willis. Fastball, slider, changeup. He'll sink that fastball from time to time, and obviously he's had command issues over the last year and a half. Got them resolved. He has a much better delivery and a little more consistent, and lefties have been a problem for him. And that gets back to being able to command that fastball away from left-handed hitters.
Dontrelle Willis, there are the numbers. 250 opponent batting average, a very solid 3.57 ERA. Brian Roberts will lead it off against him and will take the pitch down low. Brian's got a 5-game hit streak as he comes in, one of the many Orioles with streaks going. He has upped his average to 306. Left-hander's pitch to him will be up high and away, and the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. You will see Dontrelle Willis jumping around again like the old Dontrelle Willis. You'll see the high kick, the look to the sky, the Louis Tiant kind of moves. As the Tigers decided the struggles he was having just weren't worth trying to recreate Dontrelle Willis. They just said, go be who you are.
Yeah, and he's always been very exaggerated in his delivery, and he doesn't pick up the target. 2003 Rookie of the Year for the Marlins when he went 14-6. And then he had his big season in 2005 when he won 22 games. Had a 2.63 ERA and 236 innings. 3 consecutive seasons of 200 innings pitched.
And Roberts is going to take that for a strike, as Larry Vanover, the home plate umpire, will rein him back in.
Take a look at the Willis delivery. Very difficult to find the baseball out of that release point. And he also has trouble commanding it because there's so many moving parts.
That one is not close. So Brian Roberts will draw a leadoff walk. Jones coming up.
Defensively behind Dontrelle Willis, they've got some speed in the outfield. Anderson and Thomas in left and right respectively really run well, as does Curtis Granderson. Everett returns to the shortstop position tonight. He got the game off last night. Polanco's the second baseman. Inge and Cabrera at the corners. Brandon Inge put on a clinic last night, starting 3 double plays, and Gerald Laird is behind the plate. This is his first year with the Tigers.
Dontrelle Willis now will have to work out of the stretch. Jones up. Adam Jones has a 5-game hit streak, and that's away for a ball. Willis does not like working out of the stretch. 321 opponent average with runners on, 194 when the bases are empty. So you want somebody on base. That is in there for a strike. 1-1.
Gary, a lot of those numbers reflect the fact that when he's in the windup, there's a lot of moving parts and you can't find a release point. Naturally, out of the stretch, he's very quiet. So hitters have a better idea and a better chance of picking up the baseball.
Delivered Adam Jones, chopper right back to the mound. Willis throws it, and the tag is made. Good play by Polanco, who saved Willis from having an error on a double play ball that they'll only get one on.
Boy, he was very tentative in this throw. Ball comes right back to him, but watch how tentative he is, and he just kind of lobs it towards second. Polanco makes a heck of a play. I don't know if he ever tagged Brian Roberts as he slides by. He tried to stay with him. Second base umpire Sam Holbrook put himself in pretty good position to make the call, but watch the tag. Yeah, he probably got to him. He stayed with it. Boy, heck of a play by Polanco.
Very fortunate for Detroit to get it out there. So Jones is on at first base, fielder's choice, and Nick Markakis. And that's going to be to second base, hit hard. Polanco to short one. Everett over to first, no throw. He got taken out in the slide by Jones and held on to the ball, so it'll be another fielder's choice.
Well, that's a good break for the Orioles. It looked like Adam Everett had trouble finding the handle on that ball. Sharply hit. This should be two. Right to Polanco, who makes a good feed to Everett, but Everett can't find the handle. Double clutch, hard slide by Adam Jones, and by the time Everett finds the baseball, it's too late to make a throw. Just couldn't get the grip on the baseball before Jones got the second.
So Willis should be out of the inning. Instead, Aubrey Huff's going to get an at-bat. Aubrey's got a 6-game hit streak going. He continued it in the ball game last night, going just 1 for 1, but he also had a walk. He got hit by a pitch and then drew another walk. In the middle of that, he picked up a double. And Huff will pop that one up to shallow left field. Shortstop out Everett, and he's got it. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base. One complete game 2 of the 4-game set. No score. Chance to win $99 worth of American Classic scratch-off tickets from the Maryland Lottery for every Oriole home run hit tonight. You can have a chance to win too. Enter in by logging on at MASNsports.com. Here's Curtis Granderson. Ferguson's delivery to him, and that is taken outside for a ball. Granderson was a bit of the offense last night. Yes, he had a 2 for 3, 254. Kind of a surprising 11 home runs that he has already put up this season.
Yeah, he's starting to develop a little more power, and that's why they have him down in the order compared to his original leadoff spot. Plus, he hasn't been getting on base as consistently as they would like from a leadoff man, so they've dropped him down.
Ferguson will step back a bit. A little bit of late evening sun at sunset time here at Camden Yards. 2-1 delivery, came back on the inside, caught the corner on him, and a 2-ball 2-strike count on Granderson. Had some real good pitchers duels of late. That one to second base. Brian Roberts bobbles, gets it. Tomorrow, the first 10,000 fans at the Orioles-Tigers game at 7:05 are going to receive the plush cow presented by Chick-fil-A. Yes, you heard right, ladies and gentlemen. The Chick-fil-A plush cow. It is a big hit every season. Don't miss it. It's tomorrow. Tickets start as low as $9. Get yours. 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com for tickets. One away, and Brandon Inge. Inge 0 for his last 8. Including an 0 for 3 last night. He's been their leader in the power department, picking up 5 doubles, 12 home runs, and 33 RBIs on the season. Ferguson's pitch. That will be a strike on the inside corner. 0-2.
Gary, notice the tempo of Brad Bergeson tonight. He is very confident, very relaxed, very comfortable. There's no urgency in anything he's doing tonight.
And a slider, and he got him. Ferguson gets the strikeout, his first, and there are 2 down.
Very patient delivery here. He waits for his body to gather, and he gets some nice downward break in that slider. It has been fairly flat, but he keeps his hand on top right there, and that'll impart the downward break from that breaking pitch.
2 down, and that will bring up Clete Thomas. Thomas was in the leadoff spot in the ball game last night for the Tigers. Moved down in this one. He picked up a couple of walks, had a base hit, went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Melvin Mora. And Thomas is retired. Good inning. Ferguson sets the side down in order. We go to the bottom of the second. Matt Wieters. Sausage here tonight, please. Huh? What's the ice for, though? Not sure about the ice sausage part of it there. Melvin Mora coming up.
Kind of a contradiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I don't understand.
I don't know. Maybe that's just trying to keep moisture. We'll get an answer on that. Oh, they want to slightly steam them. So you put the ice on, it melts, and you get the steam coming
steam
up.
There.
Aha, as they say in the old country. Bottom half of the second inning, Morris, Scott, and Wieters. Melvin Mora last night a 2 for 4, and now has a 3-game hit streak. Pitches outside to him for a ball. Melvin had his 10th multi-hit game and his 3rd straight 2-hit game in the Orioles win in the opener last night. 1-0 delivery is away. O's won it 5-1, coming away with 3 runs in the 8th inning to salt it on the home run, second of the game by Luke Scott. 2-0 count. Dave Tremblay's ball club now 4 in a row. And the breaking ball's taken down low. Willis clearly struggling a bit with the strike zone here at the start of the game.
Yeah, he sure is, Gary. Looks like he's feeling for the strike zone. He's not really cutting it loose, and you can see the exaggerated shoulder rock. That front shoulder drops way down, and it's difficult to find any consistent release point.
And our famous Dave's Mo. Come on into Famous Dave's for the best tasting and most award-winning ribs in America.
Well, Luke Scott, big day yesterday. Hit a 2-run home run in the second inning. That came off Armando Galarraga, and then in the 8th inning, off the hard-throwing rookie reliever Ryan Perry, he hits one that he thought he got off the end of the bat, carried out of the ballpark. A 2-home-run day. He's got a 5-game hit streak, 10 for 16 with 4 long balls and 9 RBI.
It's one of the few times you'll ever see a player hit a home run and throw his bat down disgustedly. Runner at first base. And Scott will take it up high. So Willis has walked the leadoff batter now in each inning.
Yeah, I asked Luke about that. He said, I got it toward the end of the bat, and I wasn't really sure because I saw the pitch real well. And I was a little disappointed. I didn't really catch it on the sweet spot.
Look out when he catches it. Swung out and missed. Jammed him up high. 1-1 strike count. Scott hitting .250 off the lefties. He's had 2 of his 8 home runs off left-handers. Obviously much bigger numbers. The right-handers .337. Moore is on at first base. Nobody out. Wieters waiting on deck. 1-1 delivery. That one to second base. Base hit out of the reach of Polanco. And Thomas will get it back in, and we'll let you listen to Hell's Bells, his theme song. Matt Wieters. He wasn't hesitating, was he?
He's not buttoned, folks. I tell you what, there are a lot of things that are more difficult about the big leagues, and certainly the caliber of talent you're facing. But one thing that's a lot better, the lights, the conditions, the background. You can really see the ball much better.
2 on, nobody out. Expectations aren't too high, as you can tell. He was on a tear at AAA, hitting .391, 4 home runs, and 18 runs batted in his last dozen games before being called up. Baseball America's Player of the Year as the #1 prospect last season. 1-1 delivery. Wieters with a big cut. Dontrell Willis, a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Yeah, for those of you not familiar with him, he is a switch hitter, batting right-handed against the left-hander Willis. He gets a pretty good pitch to hit and just came off of it ever so slightly.
2 on. Moore down at second base. Wieters on at first. Nobody out. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and Wieters will punch it in the air to right field. Thomas is there. Moore is going to tag, and he's going to go. Here's the throw, and he is out. Clayton Thomas out in right field. Melvin Mora rarely would try and do that on a ball hit to, at best, medium right field.
Well, Clayton Thomas with a strong arm, and it's right over the top of the cutoff man. 2-hop strike to Brandon Inge, who's waiting on Melvin Mora. Let's go back to the pitch-by-pitch sequence on Wieters. Fouls off the first pitch he sees. The breaking ball is outside. Another swing and a miss at a fastball away, and then hits that fastball up out over the plate to right field.
And that'll be fouled off. Nolan Reimold will move into the number 8 spot with Wieters batting 7th. First time he has hit in the 8-hole. There's a big play as Clayton Thomas throws out Mora. Reimold, home run in 3 straight, and 5 home runs and 14 hits in his last 14 games. He'll take the off-speed breaking ball. That is in for a strike. So the Orioles with leadoff walks in both of the first 2 innings. Generally, that means you got a real good chance to score. They may not do it in either inning here. 0-2 count. Scott on at first base with 2 down. Willis's delivery, and that's in there, and the home plate umpire says that he went around. So no runs on a base hit, 1 left on base to complete, no score. O's Tigers.
Everybody, Matt Wieters got a standing ovation as he took his first at bat in the big leagues. Nick Markakis told me his big league debut was nothing like that. As he put it plainly, I wasn't the top prospect in baseball. If you remember, it took Markakis about 2 months before he started hitting in the big leagues, but he told me that the patience that the Orioles offered him was the best gift he's ever gotten in his career. Today, Dave Tremblay said that Matt Wieters will be afforded that same patience. He knows the expectations are high, but the club doesn't want to put too much pressure on him early, and we're seeing that by where they're batting him in the order. He's batting 7th today, and Adam Jones, if you remember, started down in the order as well. Last year he batted 8th. He told me there was no pressure down there. He learned how to hit down there. It was a great place to be. It's a great place for Matt Wieters, and so Dave Tremblay is trying to allow Wieters to take the steps necessary to live up to those expectations one day. Gary?
And Laird leading it off here. Ferguson's pitch to him will be popped up. That'll come back towards the dugout, and there'll be no play. Dave Tremblay said about the position in the lineup, which he refused to announce until today. He said today, I decided that in spring training. We knew he was going to come up and he was going to bat 7th. Said I decided that in the spring and nothing's changed.
Yeah, and to give you an idea, Joe Mauer hit 8th in his first game. Johnny Bench hit 7th, and Pudge Rodriguez hit 9th.
Swung on and missed. Nice pitch. Ferguson gets his second strikeout, one away here in the 3rd inning.
Much more patient Brad Ferguson, and you can see the exaggerated target by Wieters down, and Ferguson delivers, and that's a second very good slider for a strikeout we've seen tonight.
That slider looks like it's got some tremendous movement on it in this game. He combined for a 16-7 record last year between Frederick and AA Bowie. The pitch will be taken outside for a ball. Everett back in the lineup, did not play last night. He's the shortstop. 1-0 count. 1 down, nobody on. And again that slider, and that'll be taken away. Everett hitting at .297, a home run, 17 RBIs. Everett's drawn only 5 walks. On the other side of it, he has struck out only 14 times. He'll put the ball in play.
First time in about 3 years Adam Everett's been completely healthy. He's had foot problems, he's had shoulder problems, and he has really stabilized the defense of this Tiger team. Left side of the infield is almost airtight.
That one will be fouled away again. Keep in mind the Orioles are playing a team that is 6 games above 500 with a 3.5 game lead in the Central Division of the American League. They have been 1, 2, or 3 in the best record in Major League Baseball for much of this season. 2-2 delivery. That'll go to right. Nick Markakis. Did a little dance. Ended up right where he was when he started. 2 down.
When we talk about catchers making their debut, Johnny Bench with the Reds back in '67. He popped up to the shortstop. He was 0 for 3 in his first game. Carlton Fisk 0 for 4. He grounded out the third. Same for Gary Carter in '74. Former Oriole B.J. Surhoff made his debut in Milwaukee, singled in his first at bat to center field. Then Biggio Rodriguez. Mike Piazza had the best debut of all. He was 3 for 3 with a walk. And then Joe Mauer, of course, who has since won 2 batting titles, made his debut in 2004.
That one's going to be fouled away again. So Josh Anderson saying, I didn't believe it the first time. Anderson tried to lay down a bunt, and Wieters picked it up in front of the plate and threw him out. Anderson trying to find his way on again. He's had 5 hits in his last 7 at bats. There you see the overall numbers for him. 20th start that he's made in left field. 1-1 delivery to him. Ground ball towards second base. Speedster. Roberts got a hustle. Dives. Went into the bag hard. A 1-2-3 inning. Ferguson sets him down. That's 7 in a row retired by the Orioles starter. With the fact Matt Wieters is also starting behind the plate. No score as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Gary Thorne, Buck Martinez back here. An exciting day. Matt Wieters getting here very early just so he could get here and kind of settle in.
Yeah, he got here about 12:15 this afternoon, came in with his family, and went into the clubhouse. And he got a lot of ribbing today from his teammates. Certainly when the clubhouse opened at 3:30 and the media horde went directly to his locker, there were a lot of hoots and hollering around the clubhouse. But you know what? This team's happy to have him. They understand what a marvelous talent he is. And you know, Gary, I was around George Brett, Paul Molitor, Robin Yount, John Olerud when he came directly out of college. I've never been around a player that's created so much hype as Matt Wieters has here this weekend.
I was with Gooden and Strawberry with the Mets when those guys came up, and it reminds me of that. It was the same kind of hoopla that surrounded them. Talking about pressure with Dave Tremblay before the game, as you take a look at his tourists, Dave Tremblay said the pressure is about the expectations. He said it's not about his ability to play the game or not. His tourist will take that one towards second base. Polanco's there and gets the out. It's just that he cares so much, wants to be so good, and knows the expectations are so high. Therefore, he wants to perform well.
Well, one thing that's good about it, Gary, is he's a catcher. And he can have a positive impact on the team no matter what he hits. And we've already seen a different Brad Bergeson, calm, collected, really confident, you know, with his catcher behind the plate because they've played together before. And I think as you see more and more of these youngsters come up from the minor leagues and the fact that they have come through the system together, they're going to have a feeling of pride about the Oriole uniform and the Oriole organization. And it's changed the entire confidence level of this team. And this is an ongoing process. This is how you build camaraderie. You do it from within.
And that's why they've held these players together, and why all of a sudden it seems as though they're showing up. Brian Roberts is going to get on this one. It was going to take a great backhanded play right there by Everett in order to get Roberts with his speed, and that wasn't going to be made. So the Orioles, with one down, get Roberts on.
Now watch the shortstop Adam Everett, knowing he's got to come around the ball, so he tries to surround it backhanded. Never really got a grip on it. Came out of the webbing of his glove. That should be an error, and Roberts is on board with one out. But this is the top of the lineup that can do a lot of damage, and Adam Jones obviously is the guy that can turn things around in a heartbeat.
Tough call, because the official score has got to decide whether, even if he caught that, he could have gotten the out. So we'll wait and see. They're going to give Brian Roberts a hit on that. So with one down, no score, Roberts is on. That'll bring up Adam Jones, and Jones will put that one high up in the air, third base side, and there won't be any room there, as that'll end up going into the seats. Now they've changed it back to a hit as it went to an error just a minute ago. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. The official scoring update. We'll have it for you momentarily.
As soon as the coin come down, they'll have it.
As soon as the harvest is in, we'll let you know what the call is. That'll be sometime this fall. The perhaps more important than Matt Wieters, if that's possible, talking about the Orioles as a team, is the fact that they are playing as well right now as this ball club has played in a long time.
Yeah, and it's not an accident, because they're getting good starting pitching. When you get good starting pitching, you look like a good ball club, no matter what you're doing statistically. When your starters are out there having quick innings, your defense is sharp, the play on the toes, the defenders then feel like they can make good plays that have an impact in the game. So I think it's not a coincidence that this stretch of good baseball has to do with these young kids coming up, throwing a lot of strikes and winning their first starts.
They have all come with confidence. That's been one of the most impressive things, be they pitcher or position players. Jones waiting. Again, he will fight that one off, and the count will go to 2 strikes on Adam Jones, with Roberts on at first base and 1 away.
And let me say one thing, that we're a long way from printing World Series tickets yet.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, now there's encouragement, because you're seeing truly talented young guys come through the system and come up with a confidence about them. Each and every one of these young pitchers we have seen, we have never seen them that make you think that they're intimidated by the big league atmosphere, and that's a real step in the right direction.
And Matt Wieters is going to bring that same kind of confidence back in behind the plate. 2-strike count. And Jones waiting. And it's great for the Oriole fans, because clearly the excitement around the city and the area has been enormous, waiting for Wieters to get here. That'll be foul back, right off the handle. Let's take a look at our league leaderboard. It is presented by Firestone, a tradition of innovation.
Now, the AL runs leaders, Brian Roberts at top, and then Marco Scudero, who just left town with the Blue Jays. He's got 41, and then there's Adam Jones, Justin Morneau. 4 players are tied at 37. And the top of this order has done a great job of scoring runs all year long.
Jones on the 0-2 delivery is going to loop that towards right center field. That may fall in. It does. Cut off by Clayton Thomas. Coming to third, Roberts. It'll be a single. Good jump by Brian Roberts. He read that one. And the Orioles have first and third covered with 1 away.
Well, what a great swing. Adam Jones gets 2 strikes. He continues to battle, and he'll hit good pitches for base hits. This is a breaking ball, probably out of the strike zone, down and away. But he gets enough wood on it to hit it deep in the outfield. Brian Roberts got a good read on it, saw Clayton Thomas wasn't going to catch it, and motors first to third to set up Nick Markakis in a good run-scoring situation.
Now the Orioles get a chance to get Dontrell Willis. We talked about starting rotations and how much they matter. This Detroit Tigers rotation has the most wins, 21, and the best starters ERA, 3.77. So the Orioles getting runs against this staff is not easy. Markakis with 1 away. And we'll ask for a timeout. Markakis get into a fielder's choice, his first time up. Well, the Orioles with another opportunity. You got the leadoff man on in the first and second innings and did not convert. Markakis is going to get a base hit and an RBI. Roberts will score. Jones is going to try it. Thomas's throw not in time. Single Markakis, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead.
Top of the order will turn things around in a heartbeat. Good base running by Brian Roberts to set up first and third. Markakis delivers. Clayton Thomas has got a strong arm. Adam Jones has got great wheels. Goes first to third on a base hit to right again. Keeps Dontrell Willis in a jam. First and third as Roberts scores the first run of the ball game.
And 40 RBIs now for Nick Markakis, who started the day 6th in the league in runs batted in. And the Orioles get hit number 4 off Dontrell Willis. Here's Aubrey Huff, one away, first and third. Breaking ball. That is in there for a strike. Left-handers have hit Willis at a 333 clip. Right-handers 247. He has given up just one home run. That came against the left-hander. That is something in Willis's career he has rarely ever done. 0-1 delivery. That is going to be fouled off.
Gary, a lot of it has to do with the fact he doesn't have that same velocity he did when he first came up with the Florida Marlins. His delivery is not quite as exaggerated, and he doesn't have the command of his pitches to keep the ball away from left-handers.
He's given up 2 homers to left-handers in his career. Justin Morneau got one this year, and Ryan Howard got one in 2006. The only 2 left-handers ever homered off him. That one to third base, going to try at the plate. Jones will be caught in a rundown. Brandon Inge, good play. They're going to run him back, and the tag made as Laird chased him down the line. So going on contact, a hard hit ball by Aubrey Huff, and Jones is out of there.
Well, you got to run on this situation because Inge was going to turn 2 if you don't, and there he goes to home. Adam breaks for home. Laird gets him in a rundown, and then Adam kind of guesses when he's going to throw it, commits toward home. Laird still had the ball and puts the tag on it.
And there are now 2 down. Markakis remains at first base. Huff rather's on at first base. Markakis at second. And Melvin Mora, who walked his first time up. 2-out RBI opportunity, and the breaking ball is in there for a strike. Melvin's hitting .270 off the lefties. And with runners in scoring position, .314. Orioles could use a big hit right here, one of those 2-out RBIs. 0-1. And he's going to get one. Base hit into right field. Thomas is playing it close. They'll hold him up. Busy night in right field, and Cleve Thomas just threw a perfect one-hopper to the plate, and the bases are loaded.
Third base coach has to watch where that ball is in relationship to the outfielder, and this bullet from Melvin Mora goes right straight after right fielder. Cleve Thomas, and even though you have 2 outs in this situation, Juan Samuel threw up the stop sign on Markakis, who's a good base runner. Watch where Markakis stops. There's Juan Samuel right in front of him, because that ball was hit directly after right fielder, and the chances of scoring are very, very small.
Now a discussion at the mound in an early big moment in this game here in the 3rd inning. Rick Knapp, the new pitching coach coming over from Minnesota, will have a word. Rainbow. Maybe we all ought to just touch Matt Wieters once before we leave the ballpark.
It has had that kind of atmosphere all day long around this ballpark.
Bases loaded. Luke Scott. He had a single his last time up. Now has a 6-game hit streak. And he has been hitting the baseball hard. There are 2 down. The Orioles with a chance to have a very big inning right here if Luke Scott can deliver. 1 for 2 with the bases loaded. Way outside, and a fine stop by Laird, or that's a run.
Well, Laird does a good job. He's set up on the corner thinking about getting a quality pitch. Watch the reaction all the way across the other batter's box, and he gets webbing on it and keeps it right at home plate.
Scott with a 1-0 count. Dontrell Willis trying to work through it here with Markakis, Huff, and Mora on. 1-0 delivery on the way. That is a strike on the inside corner. This month there have been few hotter at the plate than Luke Scott.
Yeah, and he was out on the disabled list with that shoulder injury, and that's why he was so disappointed when they had to put him on the 15-day disabled list, because he was so hot.
1-1 delivery to Scott. That'll be inside. With the 2-homer ball game that he had yesterday, he now has 6 career multi-home run games, and the 2nd straight game in which he has delivered a home run.
Well, he'd love to deliver a base hit right here and add to this 1-0 lead.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Sacks full, 2 down. Breaking ball inside corner, Willis, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, when you're grinding for a pitch on the outer half of the plate and Willis throws one that starts at your body and catches the inside corner, you can't swing at it. You're going to jam yourself. So Luke, before 2 strikes, can take that stride confident that he's got 1 left.
Willis has shown a good off-speed breaking ball in the ball game and a big differential between his fastball and curveball. 2-2, forced him on that one, just came right inside. And Scott just beat it foul to keep his at-bat alive.
Yeah, all you're doing right now is protecting the strike zone in this run-producing situation. Fight anything off. Fight those tough pitches off and hope he makes a mistake and get something you can drive. But all you want to do right now is put the ball in play and hopefully drive it over the infield.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles have had 4 hits in the inning. Have not been able to get a run in. But have the sacks full for Luke Scott. 2-2 delivery by Willis. Scott will take that to right field. That is way back. And goodbye home run. A grand slam for Luke Scott. And only the 3rd left-hander ever to have a home run off Dontrell Willis.
The good pitches and you hope he makes a mistake. He throws that breaking ball. That wasn't a mistake. It's a pretty good pitch. Watch how he has to extend for this breaking ball. It's away from him, but he stays on it. His head stays down and he drives it up onto the flag court. Clears the bases, and big smiles for Luke Scott, who is as hot as the fireworks tonight.
Man, oh man, 9 home runs for Scott. Here is Matt Wieters. 9 homers. 26 RBIs, Luke Scott, and the Orioles have a 5-0 lead. Matt Wieters flied out his first major league at bat. Willis evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the Orioles have continued in this game using the long ball for their runs. All 5 runs last night came on homers. And the grand slam here. Ground ball, Willis knocks it down. Wieters trying to dig it out, and Willis with a face-first flop gets it over there for the out. But a very big inning with 2 down. Luke Scott off the left-hander puts one up over the scoreboard, and the Chattanooga goes up 5-0. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your next trip at southwest.com. By Acura Advance. And by GE, imagination at work. Then again, maybe we all just ought to touch Luke Scott.
Yeah, I think he's the one we need to be touching. First career grand slam, 4 home runs in the last 3 days.
And what, 31 at-bats with the bases loaded?
31 at-bats for his career with the bases loaded. That's the first time he's gone deep.
Against a man who does not give up home runs to left-handers, Dontrell Willis. So the Orioles 5 runs, 5 hits in the inning. And Brad Bergeson is staked to a 5-0 lead. Polanco, Ordonez, and Cabrera 2, 3, 4 in the order for the Tigers. Polanco flied out his first time up. And will take the fastball in there for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1. So the Orioles continue hot, especially here at home. They have been putting up the numbers in the month of May. Nick Markakis in right field. 1 away in the 4th inning. Tomorrow, don't miss 2 members of the Orioles bullpen who are going to be out in Birdland meeting the fans. Reliever Brian Bass will be at the Chick-fil-A location on Campbell Road in White Marsh from 11 until noon. And Mark Hendrickson is going to be at the Orioles team store in the York Galleria Mall in York, PA from noon until 1. For more details, go to OriolesReach.com. Maglio Ordonez, a single his first time up in a 15-game hit streak. The Orioles at home here in May have gone 8-3. They have the 3rd highest win percentage at home in May in the American League. The Rangers 9-3, Toronto 9-3, and the Orioles 8-3. Dave Tremblay's team is taking advantage of some big numbers here in this ballpark they've put up. Slow ground ball knocked down. Plenty of time. 2 down.
Okay, you talk about a great month of May. Orioles at home 8-3. That's the 3rd best rank in the American League. They have slugged over .450 for the month and pounded out 37 home runs. And this is a team that's got a very well-balanced lineup. There's not one guy in the lineup you have to lean on heavily to knock in runs. There's a lot of balance. It's tough for pitchers to work their way through this lineup.
Down to 3rd base, Melvin Morris scoops it on Cabrera. Boy, Bergeson right now is just eating them up. He retires the side in order for the 3rd consecutive inning. That's 10 in a row he's set down.
Justin Verlander, one of the hottest pitchers in all of baseball. He is 4-0 in this month, and he has been on fire. He's thrown a lot of strikeout pitches, working up in the zone, and he's got his fastball back and throwing it very consistently.
4-game set against these Tigers. Dontrell Willis, not much of a break between innings. Raimo leading it off against him. And he's going to put one in the gap in left center field. Nolan Raimo will try for 2. Granderson up with it. It'll be a stand-up double to lead off the 4th inning. These Oriole bats are sizzling right now.
It's only the 2nd double of the season for Nolan Raimo, but watch how he stays on this pitch. It's down out over the plate. Might have been low, but again, he extends all the way through the pitch. Head stays down on it, high follow through, and he runs well. People don't really relate to him as being a good base runner, but he really runs well and takes great routes in the outfield.
Now is Torres. Moving in at third base is Inge. Thinking there might be a bunt here. Is Torres going to get a base hit into right field? With all that's going on around the Orioles, one of the names that's getting left out is Cesar Torres. He's got a 4-game hit streak right now. He has had 7 hits in his last 13 at bats, and even over a longer stretch, he's been producing and getting on base.
Well, it is so good to have this kind of bat down in the bottom of the order. He's a good base runner. The last 13 at bats, he has 7 hits. He's hit 356 at home this season. He's hitting 230 points higher at home than he is on the road.
And Dontrell Willis in trouble here in the 4th inning as the Orioles now have picked up 8 hits off him. And Brian Roberts with runners at first and third, nobody out. Roberts delivered a single and walked, and in the bullpen, Zach Minor. So Roberts gets an RBI chance. Takes the pitch outside for a ball. 8 hits for the O's, and we are only in the 4th inning. Bryant's hitting .309 off the lefties, .305 off the right-handers. And Dontrell Willis way up high, 2-0.
Gary, there's a couple of things that have happened in this game that really get forgotten in a 5-0 ball game. But Brian Roberts going first to third in his last at bat. And then right behind him, Adam Jones going first to third, beating a throw from the right fielder. Really put pressure on the Tigers defensively because you're aggressively running the bases.
The 2-0 delivery. That's in there. Dave Tremblay has clearly made a decision over the last 3 weeks or so that the team is going to juice it up a little on the bases. I mean, they have been much more aggressive, trying to take the extra base, forcing the defense to make plays at the plate, and even when they're made, you're still pressing the defense. Roberts will take that down the line in right field, going over Thomas. He's got it. Runner coming home, off balance throw, and it is not in time. So the Orioles get a sac fly. Brian Roberts, the RBI, and a 6-0 lead.
Well, again, because the outfielder had to run laterally to get to this ball, he doesn't have a chance to really set up and make a great throw to the plate. Ramos runs well, gets the sac fly. You can see how far Thomas has to go. Then he has to stop his momentum, turn his body around. It's right on the money, but not nearly in time to get Ramos.
22 RBIs for Brian Roberts. Rimo crosses. Is Torres still at first base? Only one away. Adam Jones, 6-game hit streak continued with a single in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. He got caught in a rundown between third and home on a ground ball. And Willis delivers up high to him. 1-0. And the Orioles 6 runs up on the board as their offense continues chugging along. They'll play Jones a bit towards right field, giving him a big gap in left center. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Willis stays off speed, and this is a problem for Willis the entire game. He keeps falling behind 2-0.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that velocity he had earlier in his career to pitch his way out of these jams. The hitters can sit back, think big part of the diamond, and really wait on a good pitch to hit.
2-0 count. Runner off first base. Got one to hit. Pops it up over near the seats by the Orioles dugout, and that's where it will end up. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
There is a buzz in this ballpark we've not heard for a while, and you've sensed it all day long. Lots of talk about Matt Wieters, but I think it has to do with the winning and the exciting style of play we're seeing from the ball club. That goes right back to the effectiveness of the starters.
A lot of preparation time right there. Getting ready for the game. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and that's up high. Adam came in 4th in average in the league. He still is 2nd to Adam Hill in multi-hit ball games. Against right-handers, .390 against right-handers, the best in the league. Dontrell Willis trying to find a way to get him out of there. They're looking for the ground ball here with his Taurus on at first base. Jones will take it to the gap in left center field. Granderson over to cut it off. He'll hold his Taurus. And a single for Adam Jones. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game, and the Orioles have their 9th hit.
Tremendous ability to stay on the ball. Dontrelle Willis comes in with the fastball, and Adam Jones has perfect balance at the plate. Look at the extension as that ball is up in the zone. It's almost like he's hitting in slow motion. He gets his hands back, his foot goes down early. He's seeing the ball very well, and he is hitting an awful lot of line drives here lately.
Second visit to the mound in the course of this ball game. Trying to settle Willis down. The Cal Ripken All-Stars are going to be hosting the Valley Baseball League All-Stars, the Mid-Atlantic Classic, July 15, Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf. If you can't be there, the game will be on Mass and HD, but we hope you'll get out. 7:05 game time and a home run derby at 5:30. The admission is free. Donations will be accepted. Go to RipkenSeniorCollegeBaseball.org for more information. Nick Markakis, an RBI single his last time up, 1 for 2. Runners at first and second and 1 down. And Willis trying to catch the outside corner. Thought he had it. Doesn't get the call. Ball 1. Markakis 379 with runners in scoring position coming into the ball game. Big number for Nick, and has added to that with the single and an RBI in his last at bat. Willis will get that called. Strike 1-1. Dontrelle Willis trying to battle through. He's got a 1-0 mark against the Orioles, his second career start here at Camden Yards. He won that ball game against the Orioles with a fine 8 2/3 performance the last time he pitched here. Markakis up the middle, diving, nice stop. Polanco 1, relay to first, and a major league double play. Polanco to Everett to Cabrera. But the Orioles will add another in the Robert sac fly, and but for good defense right here, could have had a bigger inning. Orioles lead the Tigers 6-0.
I'm Amber Theo Harris. Rock Kabaka from MASNsports.com. Check him out. School of Rock is the blog, and I imagine this is quite a busy day for you. What has it been like online as far as the buzz around Matt Wieters?
Matt Wieters is here?
Yeah, you didn't hear?
That explains a lot. He walked across the puddles to get here. You know, he really is good for business. I'll give him credit because it's amazing. I filed an entry at 6:30 this morning just projecting where he might be in the lineup. And last time I checked, I had 152 comments just off of that. I followed up with an entry about whether Luke Scott would be in the lineup against a lefty. I recommended that it should be Ty Wigginton. Yeah, good call, Rock. And that got 131 comments. I posted the lineup and got almost 50. And usually you don't get that much discussion about the lineup. It's all because of Matt Wieters. There's just such a buzz. People got up early today. They've been hitting the site early and often. He really is great for business.
And as far as that much traffic, When was the last time since you started at MASNsports.com you've seen that kind of traffic?
It really reminds me of the day in December when Mark Teixeira, when the announcement broke that he was going to sign with the Yankees. The blog blew up. I probably had 100 comments in like 5 minutes. Totally different vibe, though. It was people venting, and I had to get away from it after a while. I had to leave for dinner. But here it's been a much happier feeling. Everybody's so excited. But it does kind of tell you just how much people wanted to kind of embrace and how passionate they got over either a homegrown kid or a hometown hero, whichever. But a lot happier day to day about Matt Wieters. People were venting about Mark Teixeira. They're very happy about Matt.
Does it show you, though, how willing and how passionate this fan base is to really grab onto a superstar?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no one else is going to bring this kind of reaction. They've been excited about Nolan Reimold. They've been excited about the kids. But the anticipation for Matt Wieters has been building since he was drafted. And it's just finally just overflowing today. Now, I'm hoping tomorrow people will be all excited because I can talk about where's he going to bat tomorrow. I'm going to try and milk this thing, Amber, for as long as I can. And right until he goes to Cooperstown every single day.
Wow, you already put him in Cooperstown. I referred to the word superstar. He hasn't gotten a hit. Let's relax, right? But I think Gary and Buck will pick up on that one. Let's get back to them. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Got to dream big. Why not? Brandon Inge with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Wieters, this point 0 for 2 in the ball game, but behind the plate and the Orioles on top. And that one right off the end of the bat as Torres makes the throw. 2 down as Inge is retired. He's 0 for 2 in the game.
You cannot diminish the impact that Wieters has had on Brett Bergeson tonight. And I know Bergeson has been working on some things and trying to get sorted out with Rick Kranitz and Alan Dunn down in the bullpen. But at the same time, I think you heard Dave Tremblay talk about Bergeson and his anticipation of Wieters coming up here. He's just got such a good comfort level with him behind the plate.
Ferguson has given up 4 runs in each of the last 3 games that he started. Base hit by Clete Thomas with 2 down here in the 5th inning. And Ferguson has gone 5 2/3, 6 1/3, and 5 2/3 in those previous 3 games. Much more solid, much more confident in this ball game so far, and that's only the 2nd hit by the Tigers. The other one came by Ordonez in the 1st inning. 2 down, and the slider will be taken outside for a ball. 12 in a row had been retired by Brad Ferguson prior to that base hit by Thomas. That's a pretty good stretch against the Tiger team. It's got some hitters. 1-0 count, runner at first, and the fastball is going to miss up high. 2-0.
Has done a great job of throwing strikes. 8 ground ball outs to this point in the ball game, a couple of strikeouts. But that's the ratio where Brad Bergeson should be, especially with his fine fielding defense behind him.
2-0 count. And that's just missing. And the count goes to 3-0. So the first 3-0 count he's had in the ball game. Laird with Everett to follow. Ferguson has had no walks, 2 strikeouts. Dontrell Willis on the other side, 2 walks and a strikeout. Taken all the way. That is in there for a strike 3 and 1. And Detroit trying to get it going, down 6-0 in the ball game early. Here where the Orioles have been averaging 7 runs a game in their last 8 games at home. And Ferguson comes back to get the count full. 3-2 on Laird.
And no matter what kind of game the Orioles have played recently, whether it's tight early or whether they get out to an early lead, it seems as though they have the ability to do whatever necessary offensively. And now the bullpen's on a great roll. The starters are pitching well, and everything's coming together.
Runner goes, and it is foul back. 3-2, 2 down. Back will come Clete Thomas. Talking about this Tiger ball club, because you really do have to note the fact that this team has got some guys on it who came into this series hot. Jimmy Leland's ball club offensively was playing well. Runner again going, and again it's going to be foul back. They have made the wins in their division lead primarily on the pitching that they have done this season, with the ERA that's been up there among the leaders for the whole first start of it. But Leland's ball club is offensively motivated as well. But here in the first 2 games so far, the Oriole pitchers have been able to hold them down. 3-2 count. That ball will be popped in the air to right. Markakis. He's got it. Another good inning for Ferguson. A single, one left on. Aubrey Huff will kick off the bottom half to be followed by Mora and the grand slam homer that Scott has.
The fifth, and with the arrival of Matt Wieters, there has been unprecedented hype surrounding the promotion. After all, he is the reigning minor league player of the year. But in an interview today with Masson, which you can see on MassonSports.com, Wieters told us that he keeps it all in perspective.
Definitely. I mean, you only have one MLB debut, so tonight's going to be a big night, but it's a long season left and a lot of games left to play, so you just got to go out there and play hard, and hopefully at the end of the year, everything works out.
And Gary, since the announcement of Wieters' arrival, the Orioles sold 15,000 tickets for tonight's game. Back to the booth to you and Buck.
That is an amazing number to be credited primarily to one player. And sometimes fans wonder about contracts that are offered. Well, there are people who put fannies in the seats. And if you figure it out on a per person dollar spent at the ballpark, all of a sudden that person's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, he sure is. And Matt Wieters was the 5th overall pick in 2007. And Major League Baseball has guidelines, and they give you slots that they think that you should pay each of those draft choices in. The Yankees have gone out of slot for years, and to their credit, the Orioles chose to go out of slot for Matt Wieters and signed him. And now we're seeing the impact. He's already in the big leagues. David Price, Ross Detweiler are now in the big leagues from the same draft, but Matt Wieters, a position player, has really rocketed through the minors.
Aubrey Huff has had an 0 for 2. He did reach on a fielder's choice and scored on the grand slam hit by Luke Scott. Roberts has an RBI sac fly. Nick Markakis has an RBI single. Orioles 6-9-0. The Tigers 0-2-0. 3 left on by the O's so far, and 2 by the Tigers. Aubrey Huff up the middle against the shift shortstop Everett. Nice play, and the shift mattered right there. 1 away here in the 5th inning. Nick Markakis, Brian Roberts, Adam Jones among the lead leaders. Hope you'll join in the voting for the All-Star game. Your chance to vote orange, save green. You can do so, and if you vote for your favorite birds the maximum 25 times, you'll receive a free upper reserve seat to any non-prime O's game after the break. So vote early, vote often. Orioles.com/vote-orange. Melvin Mora. Mora with a single and a walk. He's now got a 4-game hit streak going. Orioles are trying to win their 5th ball game in a row. The 4-game win streak is the first they've had since June of last year. Tigers came in having won 7 of their last 10 ball games. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Melvin Mora, chopper. Down throw, Willis waits for it. Running throw and did not get him. Oh, he did. Got the out. Wow. Cabrera with a fine play in foul territory.
Dontre Willis is a marvelous athlete. He comes off the mound. This is chopped right off home plate. Gets himself in position, going away from the throw. Cabrera does a great job of going to the outside of the base path. Maintains contact with the bag, and Willis turns in a good play to get Melvin Mora. Look at the athleticism here. He throws a strike in a hurry, and look at Cabrera. Goes on the outside of the base path and maintains contact with the bag.
Real good play. Now Luke Scott, who delivered the grand slam, getting his first career grand slam after 31 career at bats with the bases loaded, and he's 2 for 2 in the game.
And it came with 2 strikes, and it's a pretty good breaking ball. You can see how he reaches for it, stays on it, and drives it up onto the flag court.
He'll take that one foul outside of first base. Scott had 4 RBIs and 2 home runs in the ball game last night. He's now got 4 RBIs, a home run, and a 2-for-2 going in this ball game. And I mean, he is tagging it. 6-game hit streak to go along with it. Average now up to 330 and 26 RBIs. 1-1 delivery. And he takes that one high in the air to right field. That is way back at the scoreboard. Goodbye home run. He's got another one. Oh, mercy.
Now, he almost hit 3 last night. He just missed one in his second at bat last night. He doesn't miss this. That ball is off the plate inside. Look how he uses his hands to get the barrel to the ball. Tremendous extension. That ball was inside. He brought his hands in so the barrel would square up on the baseball. Another 2-home run night for the hottest hitter in the lineup.
His 7th career multi-homer game. A new high in RBIs for him with 5. And I repeat what we said on his grand slam. There had only been 2 left-handers in Dontrell Willis's career to get a home run off him. Scott's got 2 in this game. And Matt Wieters will take it down low. Willis had surrendered only 1 home run in the 17 innings pitched prior to tonight.
Now that ties his career high with 5 RBIs.
And the Orioles have a 7-0 lead. Matt Wieters, ground ball towards short, cut off third baseman Inge. Nice play, and will get the out. Matt Wieters retired, so are the Orioles, but not before Luke Scott drills his 10th of the year. It is 7-0 O's. Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Big crowd on hand here tonight. Fireworks night had already been planned prior to the announcement Matt Wieters would be here, and before the announcement that Luke Scott would have 2 home runs, including a grand slam.
I didn't get the memo.
Jeez. Sit down. 7-0 lead. As Bergeson's looking for just his 2nd win of the season. He has not had one since the opening start for him this year. He's got some cushion to work on now. Breaking ball inside. The Orioles 7-10-0 and the Tigers 0-2-0. Everett flied out first time up. Anderson and Polanco at the top of the order will follow. 23-year-old right-hander with a 1-1 delivery. Right field again, over towards the corner. Nick Markakis, and no play.
Gary, I spoke to Brad Bergeson about throwing to Matt Wieters, and they were together last year in the minor leagues, and he said Wieters will break down your starts the day after, and he'll sit down, and he said he didn't sugarcoat anything. I would think that I made a couple of good pitches in the course of the night, and Wieters would say, nope, they weren't as good as you thought. You've got to make better pitches. So he's got the leadership skills you want behind the plate.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Ground ball towards short, getting right off the fist on that one is Torres. 1 down, 6th inning. Visit Orioles.com for your chance to win the Adam Jones Bobblehead Night VIP experience. 1 lucky winner, 4 VIP seats, VIP parking. It'll be against the Mets on June 17. And you could win 4 passes to watch batting practice on the field. You can enter. All you got to do is go to Orioles.com. Ground ball back to the mound. Scooped up. Anderson retired. He's 0 for 3, 2 down.
This game's gotten kind of easy, hasn't it?
He's throwing so many strikes that the Detroit hitters are having to come up swinging, and his pitchers, we were talking between innings, but the movement that he has, especially on that slider tonight, has been extraordinary.
Yeah, this is the best slider we have seen from Brad Bergeson. He's got more depth to it. By that we mean there's a downward pitch to the breaking ball. We had not seen that consistently.
Strike on the inside corner. Polanco, he has flied out twice in the ball game, batting at .260. Polanco has always loved hitting here at Camden Yards. .319 career average for him in this ballpark. He's always been a very tough hitter against the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Choked up. Still missed it. 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a strike to ball slider right there, and that makes you swing as a hitter because you see it in the strike zone, and then as you commit to the swing, it breaks down and out of the zone.
So Polanco behind on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Polanco owns a .343 average lifetime against the O's. He'll bounce that one away, and it'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes.
Now, if you're watching Polanco really stretch to get to that breaking ball, it would send a message that inside fastball would be good now.
Ferguson, the 1-2 delivered, and that's what it was, and just missed. And a 2 ball, 2 strike count in Polanco.
That was interesting because Wieters called for a slider, offered it a second time, and Bergeson said, no, I want to go inside. So he is still pitching his own game.
2-2 delivery, got him on the 1 away. Ferguson, 3 strikeouts, retires the side in order. That is the 4th time in the ball game he has set the side down 1-2-3. Working on a 2-hitter. Orioles lead it 7-0.
The crowd here at the Orioles games, and the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh, here, along with defensive coordinator Greg Madison. Thanks, guys, for joining us. First off, watching this game, a lot of young talent here with the Orioles. Can any coach, football or baseball, appreciate young talent?
You can appreciate talent, young talent, old talent, but these guys are really exciting. And Greg had pointed out that our new catcher is calling the game himself, and those two guys have a rapport with each other. It's pretty neat to see.
Well, you know a thing or two about a young guy that could come in and make some big calls. Joe Flacco last year. This year, I know coming in, you're going to have a mini camp starting Monday again, passing camp. You got some new receivers as well, Kelly Washington, Demetrius Williams back. How is that all adding up with Flacco coming back for his sophomore season?
Well, you know, I think Joe's really excited about those guys. They've got a lot of size. They're making a lot of catches. Kelly Washington's a very physical presence kind of inside. Demetrius has got a lot of speed. You know, Joe and Weiner, they look a little bit alike, don't they?
Quite a bit. Tall, about 6'5", 6'6". We like those tall guys around these parts. Greg, I know a defensive coordinator, the new defensive coordinator here, but you worked with the linebackers last year. Tell me just about the position and being able to work with the type of talent that the Ravens have on defense.
Well, that's what makes the job special, is to have the room of defensive players that we have. And as you know, the Raven defense has always been about the guys in that room and the way they play and the passion they have for the game, and that hasn't changed a bit. It's been really exciting. The OTAs have been fun with these guys.
John, how much more, not relaxing, but a little bit more laid back is it this year for you, not being the rookie coach anymore?
Well, you know, we know where to go, like what's going to happen the next day. That's the only difference. I wouldn't say any more laid back. Our guys are so intense. It's like Greg talks about. They love practicing. It's about our players. I think they know what to expect now. That's maybe a little more relaxing for us because we don't have to explain to them what's right around the corner. But our guys are working really hard. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, well, the foul balls are the pop flies going up in the air. You hear that crack, you turn your head really quick, Coach. You're used to hearing those. All right, thanks so much for being here with us. Best of luck in the mini camps and going into training camps here.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks so much.
Great to see you. Thanks.
Great to see you as well. And remember, you could catch Ravens Extra this fall right here on Masson after every Ravens game. Also, Coach Harbaugh's press conference will be every Monday on Masson, and we'll have Ravens programming every day of the week, all this fall on Masson. Gary? Buck?
All right, Amber. Now the Ravens on hand taking a look as Reimold pops out one away here in the 6th inning. Is Torres with a single, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Zach Minor, the 27-year-old right-hander, has come out of the pen in relief of Dontrell Willis. Everett's throw is going to be there in time. Good play at shortstop. As Torres retired, 2 down here in the 6th.
Now, Zach Minor is a very versatile guy out of their bullpen. He can start for you if needed. He can pitch short. He can pitch later into the ball game, and he can pitch in the middle as he's doing here tonight. When you think about Zach Minor, you know that he's a guy that's going to throw strikes with his fastball and his breaking pitches, and you've just got to be ready to get something good to hit.
Minor pitched on the 25th against Kansas City. Last few outings, he's given up some hits. He's given up 5 earned runs in his last 8 1/3 innings work. 13 hits in the last 8 1/3 innings. He's a predominant sinker ball, ground ball pitcher. 1-0 delivery to Brian Roberts. He's taking, and it is in there. Brian, an RBI sac fly, a single and a run scored, and a walk. So successful at bats in all 3 plate appearances so far in this ball game. Bottom half of the 6th inning, 7-0 O's. Roberts takes the sinker away, 2-1. Double-digit hits off Dontrell Willis. 7 runs, 10 hits, 5 innings against the Detroit starter. That one the other way, foul ball.
It seems to be the norm lately, double-digit hits against anybody for this Orioles team. They're swinging the bats very well with an awful lot of confidence, and right now I don't care who's pitching. Even Roy Halladay the other day, they were able to get some hits off him, knocked him out because of the pitch count, and then caught up to the bullpen.
2-2 delivery to Roberts. That'll be taken down low for a ball. Everybody in the offense pushing the guy in front of them or behind them in the sense of creating some real positive at-bats out there. Orioles moved up to 8th in average, 9th in runs, 4th in home runs in the league. Roberts, did he go? Yes, he did. They check at 3rd. And Adrian Johnson says he went around. So a 1-2-3 inning for Minor coming out of the pen. 7-0 O's.
makes his long-awaited debut. It doesn't waste any time. First play of his big league career, he throws out Josh Anderson, a very good defensive play. Brad Bergeson's been good, strikes out Inge and Laird, and then it's all about Luke Scott and the power. First career grand slam home run off Dontrelle Willis, and then he backs it up with his second. 4 home runs in the last 2 days for Luke Scott. Brad Bergeson has been exceptional. No walks, 3 strikeouts, and then Luke Scott's done the offense.
There's a base hit leading off the inning for Maglio Ordonez, something he rarely does. A 179 hitter when there's nobody on base this year. Ordonez trying to get something going for the Tigers here in the 7th inning. Well, Maglio's on with nobody out. Bergeson, that's just the 3rd hit the Tigers have had, and all of them have been singles.
Now take a look at this pitch. That's a slider that just stays on the inside part of the plate, and all he can do with it is just serve it into left field for a single.
Now Cabrera, who's been the leading hitter on this Detroit ball club all season long, but he's not had a hit in 6 at-bats in the first 2 games of this series. Popped out and grounded out so far tonight. He'll take that to the gap in right center field. Markakis may be able to. Diving. Can't get it. Ordonez heading over to third. Jones will back it up, and it will be a double for Cabrera. And the first 2 Tigers on, and their first extra base hit coming here in the 7th.
It looked like Nick Markakis actually gets to this ball, but it kind of died on him. Watch how he dives back. Kind of reached beyond the ball. That ball hit him on the wrist. He got to it in plenty of time. Ordonez goes first to third. Cabrera ends up at second base with his 11th double of the season, but Nick really got to that ball.
Ball had hang time. 4 hits, 2 on, nobody out here in the 7th inning. Curtis Granderson coming up. Granderson hitting at 251 will take the off-speed pitch away. Granderson has grounded out to second base twice in the ball game. Curtis Granderson 256 with runners in scoring position. The Tigers try and get one in. That'll be taken inside for a ball. No, strike call.
9 outs. That's what Brad Bergeson has to think about right now. You got a 7-0 lead. You're in the 7th. You need 9 outs. Just figure out how to get those outs one at a time.
1-1 delivery. Slow chop foul.
Don't think about the shutout at this point. Don't think about anything other than Curtis Granderson. You get him out, and then you look at the next guy. You can't think about stranding these 2 base runners. You just need to get some outs here.
Granderson with 2 in scoring position. He has had his struggles at the plate. 235 over the last 22 ball games coming in as Brian Bass will get up in the pen. And the 1-2 delivery. Granderson waits on it, fouls it off. Tried to, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Ferguson going the distance so far for the Orioles. 1 ball, 2 strikes, runners off second and third. Granderson will loop it into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Reimold up, a run in as Ordonez will score the first Tiger run. Cabrera stops at third base. Granderson the RBI single, and it's 7-1.
Granderson just stays on that ball with 2 strikes. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Picks up his 28th RBI of the season. Take a look at this last swing from Curtis Granderson, and that ball's going to be away. Watch his foot. The foot is down. The hands are back. Now he can commit to the baseball that's away because he's got good balance. Takes that top hand off, gets full extension with the bottom hand, and picks up the base hit and the RBI.
28 RBIs for Granderson. Rick Kranitz out to talk to the starter. Bass will continue to get ready in the bullpen. First and third. Still nobody out here in the 7th inning. And Brandon Inge. Inge has struck out and grounded out. 0 for his last 10. He is the Tigers' leading home run hitter so far this season, as he's got a dozen. 1 ahead of Granderson, 2 ahead of Cabrera. And he'll foul that one back. And what they need right now, the Tigers are looking for one of those big home runs.
Well, Bergeson, that was his 83rd pitch. He's been very efficient tonight. He just has to keep thinking about pounding that sinker down, getting the slider away from Inge. Get a ground ball here.
0-1 delivery on the way. Jammed him. Fouled it back. And a 2-strike count on Inge.
Still got plenty of fastball left. That was 91 with some good movement inside.
It's one of the most efficiently pitched games an Orioles starters had this year.
Yeah, a lot of strikes, a lot of quick outs on ground balls, and the ability to throw both fastball and slider for strikes.
0-2 delivery, grounded to short. As Torres to Roberts, relay, they get the double play. A run will score, but the Orioles will give that one up to get the 2 outs as Cabrera crosses the plate with the Tigers' second run.
Now this is exactly what you want. Ground ball hit to your shortstop. This team has a very good double play combination with Esturris and Roberts. Roberts makes a strong throw over to Aubrey Huff. So you clean the bases, you give up a run, but they'll take that after the double. Got things going here. Esturris and Roberts are really becoming comfortable with one another.
Now there are 2 down and the bases are empty. Right field to Nick Markakis, and that'll retire the side as Clete Thomas flies out. Orioles have 7-2 lead. 7th inning stretch time. Jack Daniels Whiskey presents it. Please drink responsibly.
What's it like to make a big league debut?
Well, it's pretty nerve-wracking. Actually, you're just kind of praying you get that first hit out of the way, and then maybe you'll settle down.
Well, to show you that baseball is a smallish circle, let's go back to 1969. In June of that year, Buck Martinez made his debut for Kansas City. He pinch hit and got a base hit. In September of that year, Rick Dempsey made his debut against Buck Martinez in the Royals. Dempsey got a hit. Buck went 0 for 3. Hey, Gary, it's one of those things. It's a full circle of life, and 2 of them are here at Masson.
I like the hair, though. I think we ought to have a vote on which one of those 2 guys had the best hair.
It's hard to believe that was 40 years ago.
Oh! How about you, Rick? Was that about 3-4 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't too long ago.
For each of the catchers here, Buck, the difficulty of coming up and working with a staff when you're young and showing up at the major league level.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and obviously it helps that Matt Wieters has been in spring training for 2 years, and he's cut some of these guys, especially Matt Ferguson, so you have a comfort level there. But I think the interesting thing is, in spring training, Dave Tremblay gave Matt Wieters the video of the American League opponents. He took him home and he studied them all, and he got through it immediately, and he's got a great ability to retain information, and he's got all the leadership skills you want.
Adam Jones standing in with the Orioles leading it by a score of 7-2. Rick Minor came out of the bullpen in the last inning. And Jones will take a strike down at the knees. This game has flowed along 1 as usual when you have a night like this, and Matt Wieters is the one who's up, gets all the attention. You would expect somebody else is going to come in and just bust the party. That has been the pitcher and the designated hitter.
Luke Scott, 2 more home runs. Matt Ferguson with his longest outing of his career into 7 innings. And the big thing about it is Ferguson's been totally comfortable tonight. Quite a departure from what we've seen the last couple of starts, because he's thrown strikes. He's had a very good slider. And what about Luke Scott? I tell you, 5 home runs in the last 3 days. He's tied his career high with 5 more RBIs tonight. He's on fire. And I tell you, he didn't want to go on a disabled list. He was reluctant to do that. But he went down to minors, hit a home run in his first at bat in rehab, and he's carried that momentum right into the regular season again.
Jones retired on the ground ball. The other thing I think that's happening for Luke Scott is he's getting used to the DH role. And now, even though he wants to be a player who's out in the field most of the time, he knows now that DH is where he's probably going to be. So he is concentrating on that.
Yeah, he sure is, and that's the big thing about him is that he likes to have a lot of information, so he can take time, look at video, make notes in his book, and it's really paying off.
All right, you saw Jimmy Leland out there. He's going to make another pitching change as the Tigers try to stay within striking distance. Right now down by 5. Starter, who now finds himself in the bullpen for Jimmy Leland, and the left-hander comes on to face Nick Markakis.
Robertson now working out of the bullpen, and he is a little different pitcher than the Orioles have seen in the past when he was starting. He's always had the ability to throw the glove side strikes to the third base side of the plate. Now he's pitching a little bit more to both sides of the plate with his fastball.
Nick Markakis on a swing against him. Markakis has an RBI single, 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Minor worked an inning and a third, had 1 strikeout for Zach Minor. And now Nate Robertson on. 1 down, nobody on, 7th inning. Markakis will take the pitch away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Robertson making his 11th appearance. He's just coming off a DL on the 21st of May, activated. He had back muscle problems. Fastball, that will miss. And the count goes to 2-1 on Markakis. Orioles 7-2, looking to add some late in the ball game against the Tigers, who have gotten a couple back. That'll be bounced, and Robertson will take the count to 3-1 with another left-hander. Aubrey Huff due up next. Tigers bullpen 7th in the league in ERA, 10th in walks. And Markakis will foul it away, 3-2.
Yeah, their bullpen's really starting to come together. They've gotten Joel Zamaya back. They've got Fernando rounding the closer's role. Robertson adds a left-hander to the depth of their bullpen. Brandon Lyon, who came over in the offseason, starting to get comfortable here. He is working in middle relief.
Nick only 3 for 16 off Robertson, and he takes that one to right field. Cleet Thomas. He's got it, and there are 2 down here in the 7th. On Friday, June 12, one of the most popular Oriole Park promotions returns. The first 25 fans 21 and over will receive the Orioles floppy hat presented by Miller Lite, a reversible with a new Oriole bird logo on one side and the O's cap logo on the other. 888-848-BIRD, Orioles.com for tickets. Aubrey Huff, first ball hitting, will foul that one back for a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Huff has scored after reaching on a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 3. 6-game hit streak right now on the line, and make that 7. Huff gets the base hit, a 2-out single here in the 7th inning, and the Orioles have their 11th hit of the ball game.
That'll bring Luke Scott to the plate, and for Melvin Moore, Melvin Moore will hit now with 2 outs, and Melvin has a 1 for 2. He walked in that second inning, singled, and scored in the third inning, and hit a comebacker to Dontrell Willis in the fifth.
Not what Jimmy Leland wanted here when he made the change. He brought Nate Robertson on to try and get those left-handers. Now Robertson's got to face a right-hander in Mora, and Melvin Moore has gone 5 for 20 with 2 home runs off Robertson. Moore a slow chopper. Robertson 360 flip will get the out. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on base. We've completed 7 with the Orioles leading at 7-2. Here are the candidates tonight. Luke Scott, grand slam, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. Ferguson's still on the mound looking for the win and maybe a complete game. And Adam Jones, who's delivered a couple of hits in the ball game. Text in your vote A, B, or C to 51862. And fouled off as Ferguson with no walks and 3 strikeouts. Laird, Everett, and Anderson 8, 9, and 1 in the order. 2 runs on 3 hits in the last inning off Ferguson, who has really rolled along. The 7th inning, the only time the Tigers even came close to having a scoring opportunity. Laird is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out off Ferguson.
12 ground ball outs for Ferguson. It's been a very efficient outing tonight against one of the best hitting ball clubs in all of baseball.
Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and a slider will miss outside. 1-2. One-two delivery and a ground ball not hit hard. Melvin Moore. We have seen a number of those kinds of ground balls, Buck, that have come right off the end of the bat, because the hitters have had their timing off and the pitches kept moving away from them.
Yeah, and Ferguson has done a good job of throwing the sinking fastball inside and then making the right-handed hitters reach for that outside breaking pitch and getting those ground balls just like that one off the bat of Jared Laird.
And continues to throw strikes. Here is Adam Everett. Everett has had a hot bat, 345 in May coming into the ball game. He's gone 0 for 2 with a fly ball out and a ground ball out so far in this one. Orioles trying to put together a 5-game win streak if they can win here tonight. It would be the first since April of 2008. And Ferguson, maybe with a 7-2 ball game, depending on what happens here, may get a shot at a complete game. Fouls that one off. He'll need to continue to be efficient here, and the ball game stay out of a save situation.
Well, and when you think about complete games, they are a rarity for the Orioles. There's been one complete game all year long for Dave Tremblay. That was a 8-inning complete game by Jeremy Guthrie in the loss in Toronto.
Another one of those one-handed swings on a ball away. And ahead on the count here, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Everett.
8 innings with 95 pitches. Impressive.
And the 1-2 delivery on the way. And a fly ball to center field. Jones backing up. 2 down. Ferguson with 2 away. Here in the top half of the 8th inning, the top of the order now. Josh Anderson, he's had an 0 for 3. 3 balls hit on the ground in the game for him. As the Tigers limited to just 1 extra base hit, the double by Cabrera that came in the 7th inning. And only 5 total hits in the game. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Ferguson's win in his first start against the White Sox on April 21. And the only win. He suffered the losses in starts against Tampa Bay and the Yankees. Now has a chance to put another W up there. And gets the pop up short. Is Turris. And he's got it. Whether he comes back or not, it has been a very impressive 8 innings. Orioles lead at 7-2.
Night VIP experience contest, and not only will he enjoy the post-game fun tonight, but he enjoyed some pre-game excitement as well. Lee had the chance to watch batting practice from the field, even meet some of his favorite Orioles before the game. Also, he got great seats for tonight's game behind home plate. Check out Orioles.com for the next VIP experience contest for your chance to enjoy a night at Oriole Park Live. Gary?
And ready to go, Luke Scott. Can he do it again? His 9th home run came in the 3rd inning. His first career grand slam. His 10th home run came in the 5th inning, a solo shot. Nate Robertson stays on the mound.
Now, great extension all night long when he gets that ball off Dontrelle Willis, a grand slam home run, and then he gets him again. Inside fastball, might have been off the plate inside, but he stays right on it with his hands and drives it out of the yard.
Check in with Amber.
Well, Gary, Luke had 2 home runs last night, 2 home runs tonight. The last back-to-back multi-home run game by an Oriole was Albert Bell back on June 15th and 16th in 2000. Gary?
And way inside, he's not going to get a chance here. So Luke Scott is on with a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. And Matt Wieters will get another shot at getting a hit.
He's 0 for 3 and gets a standing ovation. There's his father, who's very proud, obviously, and you know his dad's thinking about the 7-2 score and the quality game he has called behind the plate tonight.
Felix Piet will run at first base for Luke Scott. Matt Wieters, 2 ground ball outs and a fly ball out. A crowd of 42,704 at the ballpark, with some 15,000 seats sold after the announcement that Wieters was going to be making his major league debut. 1 ball, 1 strike. So he is here, and obviously here to stay and play. He's already been told he'll play tomorrow. Sunday was left up in the air today by Dave Tremblay as to whether or not he'd be in the game. Foul back into the screen, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runner at first and nobody out for Wieters. Robertson's delivery to him, and got him. Call strike. So as we showed you earlier, he will probably join the many catchers, Hall of Fame caliber, who broke in with 0 for 3s or 0 for 4s.
Yeah, that's an inside fastball, top of the zone with a 1-2 count. And there are many Hall of Famers and potential Hall of Famers that have started out their careers with an 0 for.
Nolan Reimold up. He'll take the pitch for a ball. He has doubled and scored, 1 for 3. He's got a 5-game hit streak now. Overall hitting at .268. 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. PA's on at first base. And away with a fastball.
Well, we certainly don't want to discount what Nolan Reimold has done in this early part of his career. .268 with 5 home runs and 10 RBI. He hit his second double here tonight off of Dontrell Willis.
He's only played in 15 games now. And those are impressive numbers, and they are, of course, major league debut numbers.
He's got 14 home runs for the season, counting the 9 he hit in AAA.
3-0 taken, and he's on with a walk. Robertson surrenders his second walk. 2 on and 1 down. On Saturday, June 13, the first 10,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles crab mallet. It's from Old Bay, an exclusive set combining 2 Birdland favorites, steamed crabs and the Orioles baseball. Tickets start as low as $9. Get yours 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. 2 on, 1 away for his tourists. A single, 1 for 3. And the fastball will be taken up high. As Torres hitting .421 right-handed and .189 left-handed. 3 doubles and his 1 home run have come from this side of the plate. 1-0 delivery as Torres loops it the other way, foul. 1-1.
We have mentioned in the past how Torres, because he's been such a better hitter right-handed, it's been suggested in the past that he gives up switch hitting. But he's just not comfortable hitting right-handed against right-handed pitching. So he'll stay as a switch hitter and just hope that average continues to climb.
Takes it up high, 2-1. The Orioles knocked out Dontrell Willis, the Tigers starter, after 5. He gave up 7 runs on 10 hits. Walking 2, striking out 1. He will be 1-2 if the Orioles win it. Nate Robertson with the 2-1 delivery, and inside. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Robertson wanted a call on that and didn't get it.
Well, and you make a pitch inside and you get to a point where you say, okay, now I've got him set up for that inside pitch. You make the pitch, don't get the call, then now you've got to rethink your approach.
3-1. Runners off first and second base. That one headed to the hole. Backhanded, only plays at third, and what a play. Fine play by both Everett and Inge to find the bag and get the force out.
Brandon Inge is athletic as anybody on the field. You can see he takes a couple of steps after that ball and then recovers and stays at third. Adam Everett had to only play, and that was to get the lead runner. Look at Inge, how he was able to backtrack, get the base, touch it with his foot, and receive the throw from Adam Everett. That's the only play they had.
They get a second out, putting runners still at first and second base. Reimold at second, as Torres at first. Brian Roberts. He'll take the strike. He's got an RBI and a sac fly, a single, walked and struck out. A little bit of everything in the ball game for the American League leading run scorer coming into the game. And that is taken outside for a ball. The Orioles, with the offense running the way it is, have Roberts, Jones, and Markakis, all three in the top 10 in runs scored in the American League. 1-1 delivery fastballs, 1-2. Well, Jimmy Leland was upset last night that they did not execute 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. He won't be able to talk about that tonight because they haven't had anybody out there in scoring position.
Now, when you get beat by a well-pitched game, you just kind of tip your cap to the pitcher, and tonight that pitcher is Brad Bergeson.
Fastball way up high, 2-ball, 2-strike count. The Orioles starting this ball game, having moved up into a tie with Tampa Bay for 4th place. Tampa Bay 5 losses in a row, while the Orioles have won 4 in a row and are going for 5 in this one. Roberts takes it. It's a strike on the inside corner, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Orioles 3 outs away from their 5th win in a row. Book your next trip at Southwest.com. And by Honda, you can depend on your Honda dealer for great leases and low financing. Brad Bergeson is going to try and get a complete game, but this is not going to help the cause. First pitch into the corner. Polanco on his way to second base, and he will go in with a double to lead off the top of the 9th inning. And the Tigers get just their 2nd extra base hit off the Orioles' 23-year-old starter. Bergeson has had 6 complete games, all in the minors. He had 3 of those last year with Bowie, including a couple of shutouts. Now a chance at a complete game win here. Going to have a little chat before that happens, however. Time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind.
Tonight it's been all about the battery. Matt Wieters making his first major league start, gets tested on the first play of the ball game and throws out Josh Anderson very easily. And then does a heck of a job teaming up with Brad Bergeson as Bergeson has pitched into the 9th inning here. He has done a great job neutralizing a very potent attack.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Rick Kranitz has his say, gives a little time to the bullpen as Jim Johnson just getting up to throw. Ordonez 2 singles, 2 for 3 in the game. Runner at second base. We are in the 9th. The Orioles have the 7-2 lead, out hitting the Tigers 11-6. Tigers have stranded only 2, and neither of those runners in scoring position in the game. Bergeson has not walked anybody. He has struck out 3. He's retired the side in order: 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th and 8th innings of this game. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Foul back. Ordonez at 2-1. He had a 12 in a row. Bergeson had retired in the middle part of the ball game and has thrown a lot of strikes. 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he's still got good velocity. That was just the 105th pitch of the ball game, and boy, it's nice to see a starter pitching in the ninth, isn't it?
Ready with the 2-2 delivery. Magglio Ordonez is going to have a base hit into left field. Hit it so hard, though, Reimold will be able to get it in and hold the runner. So the Tigers here in the ninth put runners on at first and third with nobody out. Jim Johnson has had time to warm up in the bullpen if Dave Tremblay wants to go there. 7 hits in the game. There's the line. And indeed, that's what's going to happen. The fans already up and on their feet for Brad Bergeson and his performance in this game. League service. Go to StubHub, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Orioles. Upcoming schedule. Tigers are here for 4, 2 more to go. Then off to Seattle for the set in the Northwest. Jim Johnson out of the bullpen, 2 on. And the pitch is inside. Cabrera here in the 9th inning.
Brad Bergeson with his longest career outing in the big leagues, 8 innings plus 2 batters, responsible for 2 base runners here on in the 9th.
A towering fly ball left field. Reimold. Polanco's not going to tag as that ball was blown in. So Cabrera's retired. A 1-for-4 ball game for Cabrera. 1 down.
Now it's time for the Nissan drive of the game. Came back in the 4th inning. It was a leadoff double by Nolan Reimold, his 2nd double in the big leagues, and he drives it all the way to the left field wall. He would come around to score the 6th run of the game on a sac fly off the bat of Brian Robertson. Reimold has made a definitive impression on this team.
And get to the Nissan National Tent event for great deals on reliable vehicles. Look closer. Nissan delivers. 1st and 3rd, 1 down. Curtis Granderson a single and an RBI, 1 for 3. The other Tiger run was scored on a double play ground ball, so the Tigers have only 1 RBI in the ball game. Orioles got 5 runs in the 3rd inning, added another in the 4th, another home run by Scott in the 5th. Jim Johnson, the 0-1 delivery to Granderson, swung out and missed. 0-2. For Bergeson now, not walking anybody in this ball game. He has not walked a batter in his last 2 starts. His last start against Washington, 5 2/3. No walks in that one either. 0-2 pitch, that'll be fouled back into the seats.
Gary, don't you think that's the biggest difference in this ball club compared to last year, is their ability to throw strikes and not walk themselves into jams?
You just think of all the problems created last season by the Orioles with those walks, huh?
Yeah, it just changes the entire complexion of your team. When you put base runners on, you're always working out of the stretch. You got your defense flat-footed on their heels.
0-2 delivery in the way. Granderson went around. Home plate umpire the call, Larry Vanover. 2 down, 9th inning.
Good breaking ball right here. 0-2. Bounced the curveball. Look at the technique of Matt Wieters. He squares up on it, just smothers the ball right at home plate. No chance whatsoever. And Brad Bergeson's appreciative big strikeout there.
Bergeson waiting to go 2-2. Matt Wieters trying to wrap up his first game behind the plate with a win. Brandon Inge. That is a strike and a fastball. Inge has gone 0 for 3. No hits in his last 11 at bats. So the return of Matt Wieters tonight, even though he's had the 0 for 4, certainly the difference he made for Bergeson and the comfort level that Bucks talked about behind the plate, just evident in the efficiency with which Brad Bergeson worked in this game. 42,700 on their feet, fouled off. 0-2.
There are the 2 guys right there, Bergeson, and right behind him Luke Scott. They have been the story tonight. Luke Scott with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, including his first career grand slam.
2-strike count. Brandon Inge. Fly ball. Shallow left as Torres back. And this one's in the book for the Orioles. They have won 5 in a row, and they beat the Tigers 7-2.